What's up, you guys? Welcome to Too Many Opinions podcast. This is Jeannie.
This is Sarah.
All right, Sarah, can you tell the public what we're talking about today?
So today's topic is definitely good and was pulled off a clip that we saw online. But do you really, it's going to be called, do you really want to be with the person that you need to beg?
Wow.
And the person who posted this clip is called Joshua Rosa. So
shout out to you, Joshua.
Shout out you. This was great content, and we definitely wanted to elaborate on this. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like it hit home for me personally because I felt like I was that person at one point in my life where I was begging the person that I was in love with.
Oh my God, that's one of my questions to you. So I guess let me ask you the question.
Go ahead.
Now that you're here. Have you begged
Yes.
in a relationship? And what did that entail? Like, what did you beg for?
I begged for love. I begged for attention. I begged for touch.
Wow.
I begged for communication. I begged to make it work. I actually brought myself to the lowest that I think that I've ever been in my whole life. Like I loved this person more than I loved myself. So I gave up any of my desires to try to make this person happy and make him love me. And I was willing to do anything to get the love from this person. And looking back, it's pitiful. Oh my God, I could cry. I could fucking cry because I love them so much and I begged and begged. And now when I think back, like, you don't have to beg. You don't have to beg.
It's crazy.
It comes. And when it does come, it's like, oh my God, it's here. I'm so glad that even though it was like the hardest part of my life, I think, was leaving that relationship, but I'm the happiest that I've ever been.
Wow. You can see it. You're glowing.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's not even it's like an inner.
It's you.
Yeah.
Got nothing to do with no one else. No one else provides you happiness. You're supposed to be happy, and anyone else is an add-on.
An add-on. So yeah, it's been the happiest probably time of my life right now. And even being like a single mom and working and in school and the podcast
and everything else you got going on.
Like so crazy. But yeah, I'm still happy and I don't feel like anything can bring me down. So how about you? Have you?
Okay. Yes, of course.
Shit is tough.
You beg for everything. You beg for communication. You beg to talk about the future. You beg to plan about the future. You beg to get married. You beg to become a parent. You beg for, the next steps in life.
Shit is,
and it's super sad.
It's so sad because it's like, yo, I love you so much. Why do I have to beg you? Mm-hmm. And I felt like for me in my specific situation, it was something that it was so simple. It was just everything was put above me. So I either could make the choice to stay in this relationship and get the little bit of breadcrumbing of attention and love that I would get. Mm-hmm. Or really see shit for what it was and go through the fucking motions and remove myself from that situation. And now, even though, again, I still love this person, got love for them, but that was that chapter. That chapter's closed. And now...
sealed shut.
That is a done deal as of today.
Yeah.
As of today. No, I'm just kidding. It was done a long time ago, but officially. Anyways, long story short. But yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah. Wow. So that was that. But I feel like experiences have really taught me what I wanted out of life. Mm-hmm. And begging a partner is just not one of them.
It's not. And it's crazy that we conform with little things to feel like we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. That thought just popped in my mind. I didn't even have it written down, but because you do me a little favor or because you take out the trash for me here and there or, just like little tiny favors, you feel like 1 second.
Okay, guys, we're back. We had a little, technical difficulties, but we're good. Jeannie, thank God she caught it because that should be that shit. But, so I would have to say that, based on my experiences, it's just been if men wanted to, they would. So there's no need to beg them.
I know.
When they feel like they found the right girl, they're going to do
everything. Yep. So one of my points is we are too grown to beg.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
At this point, we're too grown. There's nothing else to say about that.
Right.
You want to say another one? I have a few, so.
Yeah, girl. So you shouldn't have to convince your partner of your value to make them want you to want to do things with you, want to do things with you, want to love you, want to be out. Like, I just feel like there shouldn't be a level of convincing. You should know the person that you're with and see the value in them and want to treat them like the queen that they are. And then in return, the treatment that you get back is crazy. You're going to be loved so hard.
Yo, if I was like really loved properly, I want to meet that person. That makes me sad to say, honestly.
I know.
If I was loved properly, I would love to see the genie that would come out of that. But because I'm not,
it's just different.
I'm just your homeboy.
And
I
that's
become
tough.
masculine, and that's all I know. All I know, even as a little girl, since obviously I saw, my dad not treating my mom the best, I felt like even in that relationship, I had to be masculine. So when will I ever get to be a girl?
When your soulmate finds you and God places him right in front of you. And when he does, you'll know.
I'll look like you, that's for sure.
Girl!
Dead ass.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So what's another one of your points that you have?
Hold on. Why is it that it's... Okay, one of my questions for men would be, why is it that it's so exciting in the beginning and then throughout the relationship it becomes so repetitive and boring? Like, why is it that, like, instead of you trying to find someone else to get excitement for a few months, you don't try it with the person that's been there through thick and thin with you? Why?
That shit is so hard, girl. I don't know why they take their foot off the gas. I don't know if it's because they feel like, oh, I got her, she's not going anywhere, so I don't need to do anything. Like, this is my girl. But it's like, bro, if you love the girl that you're with, then why wouldn't you want her to feel special all the time?
Right. And with me, like, when I think about it, I've been in a relationship for a really long time. Like, I always, like, I don't ever think of, like, I want to replace this person with someone better, which, it's a possibility. It's more like, what can I do as a partner to be better, to be more spontaneous? I ask the questions, like, what can I do to make it better? What can I do to, what is it about me that you don't like so I could fix? Like, I always want to fix things. I don't understand why men don't do
and you
that.
know what sucks too is that it's like almost heart-wrenching to hear that, because when you're in love and you love somebody, you don't have to fix anything. Like, yeah, you might have your days, you both have bad days, but you don't have to change anything about yourself. You're perfect. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's perfect in their own ways. So it's like, it shouldn't have to be that. It shouldn't have to be that. And I feel for you, because that was definitely me. That was me in my last relationship. And I was not happy. And I tried everything to make us happy.
Us happy is, yeah.
Isn't that
You
crazy?
tried everything to make us happy. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not us trying to make us happy. It's just me trying to make us happy.
And that's why shit don't be working. Mm-hmm. But yet then you can be happy in an individual setting with your friends or with your boys, and you can just be this happy-go-lucky person. But then it's like, well, then it comes time to be together, and it's like, you're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Like, how? Like, what doesn't even make sense to me? Mm-hmm. Or it's like forced. Like, where's that funny-ass person that was just over here? Why don't I get that version?
Yeah, it's sad.
I get all like, damn, why can't we get the same version that you show everybody else? That's tough.
It's tough. Okay.
I feel like another point that I have here is, how can you watch someone you love so much that would give you everything just break down and beg you for that attention, love, and support that you want so bad? And like, you've brought it up time and time again, but how can you just sit there and watch your partner? Like, you're looking at your partner begging you for the love, begging you for the attention, begging you for the communication, begging to make things work, begging to stop arguing. Like, let's figure it out. Let's go to count. You know what I mean? Like,
because you can't give what you don't have. That's just that simple. When you make up your mind about, like, okay, this is who I am, I don't know that I want to change it, then you don't have someone linger.
Let them go.
Now it's very different if you say, yeah, this is who I am and I want to change that for me. Like, I want to change that. I don't want to change that for my partner, but I know I have to change for me. I'm going to go get help.
Right.
It's very different. But you can't give what you don't have.
So then at what point, how long is the other person expected to stay?
Yeah.
Because it's like, bro, I'm just going to keep wasting my time. I'm going to keep being miserable.
I don't even think there should be a time limit. I know that's another pressure that women put on themselves, like a time limit. Like, how long is too long? Like, it doesn't matter if it's 10 years, 1 month, 2 months, 4 years. It doesn't matter. Like, How long is too long is when you get tired of it.
And
that's the only thing. Unfortunately, for some women it takes years. For some women it takes days. But I tell you one thing. I think it's after your first love, and after you've been through bullshit, like for the next relationship, you won't take it.
I agree.
Because what's the point?
I agree 100%. I feel like the relationships thereafter, and your first love is always so different.
Yeah.
Like, I think back, it was so funny. I'm moving, guys.
Oh, your
you
true
don't know
love.
that.
Sorry.
Ooh, your true
There's
love.
a difference between first
love and true love. So you were talking about true love. Okay, so I was talking about first love, and I look back, and it was like that high school love, and I just see pictures of us at like Six Flags on the ride. It's like me, him, his cousin. I'm like, damn, I should send this to him. Like, yo, look at all this fun. But then it's like, yo, people are in other like relationships, and then like the partners began salty. But for me, it was like an innocent thing. Like, yo, I just wanted to share this. Like, look at us fucking 15 years ago, you know, like, wow, we were so young and in love and all of us together, like so cool and whatever. And that was so different. But then I learned from that, like what I wanted. But then I felt like I kind of went on a little toxic slope. I'm not going to lie to you. When I think back on my like past relationships, it was kind of me not loving myself enough to deserve what I know that I deserve now.
I have kind of like a little bit of a problem when people say, like, not people saying that, but when people say you don't love yourself because like you're with a person, like if you're begging a person. And I don't necessarily think that's true.
So
I feel like I love, like, I don't want to put my business into this, but I feel like I've always loved myself. I just feel like I'm also an empath and I feel for others.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think there's a fine line, because that could be.
So when I said I didn't love myself, it definitely didn't have to do with begging. I felt like I was settling for relationships that I could have been with someone better because I wanted a certain level of excitement.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel like I didn't love myself. Because if I would have looked myself in the mirror now, knowing what I know now, like I would be like, let that excitement go. Go for like someone who's more calm and who will treat you better and who will be focused solely on you, right? But you can love yourself and still beg your partner, because you're just
exactly
that is when you love yourself and you love somebody else, you're willing to put all your pride aside and give that person that extra like push to show like, yo, I'm literally fucking begging you right now. Like, I would never do this if it was anybody else.
Exactly.
I would never do this if it was anybody else, but I love you so much that I'm willing to show you, like, I'm begging. And like, you could be crying, you could be like,
Put your pride aside, the whole nine.
Everything. You'll put it all aside. Let's start fresh. Forget everything that's happened in the past. Let's try to start, you know what I mean? You'll do that for the person you love. So I do think that's still loving yourself, but it's just, you're putting yourself at a lower.
You're choosing yourself second. You're putting yourself second.
You're putting yourself, because you're like lowering what you would normally do, but because you love this person so much, you're willing to do it. But then,
for how long?
How long?
Yeah.
And then, what is it going to feel like when that person does change? Like, what if they don't change? What if they don't change?
Yeah.
What if they change after?
I feel like I say, give everything you possibly can so that you have no regrets later. For yourself.
And then close that book if it's time to close it.
Yeah.
Or continue on. Because some people can show up and prove that they have changed after seeing how much pain that they have caused you. And when you're begging somebody, that is pain in your heart. It's not a physical pain. This is a pain that takes over your whole body. It is constant crying. It is like, when you're at that point where it's like, you see the person you love and like the relationship on the rocks, it's like, bro, how the fuck did we get here? How did we get here?
And fuck how we got here. Like, what are you doing to be out of here?
Get out, right.
That's the thing, because we're already here. There's not even a sense of thinking how we got here. It's how you gonna get yourself out.
Right. And what are we gonna do together? And it can't just be one person, because relationships take work, and it can't just be one person working.
And I promise, like, especially if it's that one person always doing the work and trying, there's not much to give anymore.
Batteries run out. Whether it's one you plug in, whether it's a battery you charge, whether it's your own battery, them batteries wear out. So you can only give so much, and then it's going to come to a point where it's like,
I did everything I could.
And then
once I get to the point that, I did everything I could, there's nothing to be said. So
that's tough.
The next point that I have here is, I saw this point too. It said, women think they fail, so they stay almost to prove it to themselves that they aren't the problem. So basically, like, if women go from relationship to relationship, they start to think, am I the problem? So they stay longer in a toxic relationship to prove to themselves that, like, they're trying. When in reality, they've just been handed a shitty ass men time after time.
But you know what I think that is too, is that men aren't always who they are when at the beginning of the relationship.
Oh no, they're not. Oh no, they're not.
They are not the same person.
Oh no, they're not.
So you could be with the love of your life for the first year and a half, and then that decline will fucking happen. And then it went all about us, all about being best friends and loving each other, doing everything together and figuring things out and what are we gonna do? And then it's like boom.
Yeah.
And this topic's so good. I saw a post just the other day where it was like showing a healthy couple and then a couple that's disconnected. And it was basically them sitting down at a table and eating, and the disconnected couple, they were both on their phones, not even talking to each other, engaged, just literally eating their phones, eating their food, looking at their phones, not even really talking to each other. Mm-hmm. And then the connected couple and the couple that was still there together, they had their phones to the side. They were talking to each other. They were like playing around, like, oh, you want a bite? Or here, take a bite of this. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow. And I've seen myself in both of those sides. Yo.
Wow.
What?
The difference, right?
I'm like, I do not want to be that disconnected couple. I never want to be that again.
Ugh.
I never want to be that again.
That's
Yes.
terrible.
Yes. Ooh, my other point here is God will keep reminding you that you're not supposed to be there in a relationship until you figure out and take his signs. So,
Oh my God, that's so true.
oh my God, I know, and I've been through it. And it was like God will just keep putting it in your face, showing you maybe like argument after argument or whatever, like just blow up after blow up. And it's like, God, at what point it's like, what am I doing here? Like, God, give me a sign. God's over there. Like, I'm giving you all the signs. Like, pack your shit and go. Hit the road. All the signs are here that you're not supposed to be here. And he'll just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. So it's like, you guys got to listen to the signs when they're there.
Yeah.
Like, don't wait. Don't give up. You know what I mean? If you have a good partner, work on it. But if it's not working and all the red flags are there, you need to go.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great one. I saw someone else that wrote, it's hard to let so much years go. That is so hard, yo. All the memories, all the things, all the plans, all of everything. Like,
I just had to take a really big breath because that's so true. And it reminds me of cutting your hair after a bad breakup, because it's like getting rid of all the memories that you had.
Weight and
everything that you thought, everything that reminded you of that relationship, just like starting fresh. And women cut their hair after a bad breakup because it's like starting over for them. They're not the same person that when they see in the mirror. Like,
are you going to cut your hair?
No.
I think I am.
I thought about it for a bit, but no. Because I feel like I had my hair while in that relationship wasn't the best, and I was like blonde and like just, and I look back like my license picture, I'm like cringe. I would never be blonde again. I am a dark haired girly, like just it just is what it is. Yeah. So now I'm like embracing this dark hair, and it's all long and like healthy, and I did cut it, so I have like layers and bangs, so it's not as long as it was, but I love it. So I'm gonna keep trying. I might do like short bangs, but I will switch it up. So that is good.
Good for you.
Yes.
So happy for you. You have another point?
Another point that I just have written down here is just like for everybody in relationships, whether men or women, like you deserve it all. You deserve the love, the affection, the attention, the support, feeling safe, the gifts, the dates, paying attention, the details, the listening generously. You guys deserve it.
Yeah.
So
and it's possible.
It is
it's
possible.
Real.
It's out there, and someone will do it for you. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to. It'll just come naturally when that person wants to love you and support you.
You know what's something that came to my mind just now that's sad too? When you're so used to not receiving all of that, when you receive all of that, sometimes you tend to reject it.
I definitely.
And so you literally got to reteach yourself that you do deserve that, and that this person is not a phony that's just trying to win you over in the beginning, because then that's your thoughts, like, this is just for now, or this is just this, or he's just doing it to this, and it's no, that's a lie. It's because men mature, and there's men that are willing to give women the queen treatment.
And you're absolutely right. And I can speak from experience. That was 100% me when
See?
I thought I was ready, and I was not ready at that time. because when I started to like get those feelings of like, oh no, like they're just doing this to like get
The negative feelings.
yeah, like
that's the devil.
I'm like, yeah,
Liar.
no, and then it's like I was like, whoa, this is exactly what you deserve. Hold on, like reel it in. You deserve this.
Exactly.
Stop freaking playing with yourself, girl.
And it's real.
And you don't want that shit that you just got out of. You don't want to go back to that kind of treatment, so you better clear the space.
Did you see my face?
Clear it up. Get rid of those negative thoughts, and you're starting over.
Absolutely. Another one is it hurts when you see their love and excitement for everything else except for you.
Jeannie, why are we so in tune? I literally have this here. You should want to be with someone who shares your excitement with you and not just with everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that
I'm like so excited when I'm with like, my significant other. Like I can literally like, not that I'll ever ditch my friends for my significant other. There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
But if I could be up my significant other's asshole in there swimming, I would be.
Like we're in this together now.
And I'm not even in a clingy way. Just that like I'd rather spend time with you.
Yes.
Like I'd rather be with you sharing, I don't know.
I want to be up and down with you. I want to know what the hell's going on, what you're excited about, like what's the big news. Big news for you is like big news for me.
Absolutely.
Like if you were to tell me like, oh, I got this promotion, like I'm gonna be as hyped as if I just got a fucking promotion. Right. Like, what the hell? So, and I don't want to be with the person who doesn't share that same excitement back from me. Like, oh, congrats. Like I don't even want to tell you my good news, bro.
Like I'd rather.
Right? Like I don't even want to tell you my good news. I don't want to share it with you because you're just gonna be whack. You're gonna kill my vibe. People. You will find that. And that this is in all kinds of relationships. Because I feel like friends also, there's times where you also beg friends. When you've had a long...
Absolutely. This is all kinds of relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a friend and you can just beg them to be like, yo, you need to step your shit up. You need to step it up. You need to step it up. You need to, like, really focus on yourself, blah, blah, blah. They don't do it. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to have to see myself out, girl. And you're going to have to figure shit out on your own.
Absolutely. Yep. So that's crazy. Do you have another one?
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
What would be one piece of advice you would give your younger self when it comes to dating?
One piece of advice that I would give myself: when you see the red flags, run immediately. Don't let yourself get too caught up in feelings that like it's gonna be hard for you.
Yeah, because feelings come and feelings go.
Dead ass. A run.
Run. For me, it would be communication. The first sign of not like you can't communicate well or they can't handle conflict well. Like the first disagreement would be a tell-all of where the relationship's going to go for me.
Yeah.
If you can't communicate and we can't walk through this and you're just mad or huffing and puffing or whatever.
Or we can't work through the disagreement because we're not always going to agree. But if we can't work through it to respect each other enough.
Like and move on from it, then I'm out. Yeah. I am so out. And I also think it goes for someone like if there's something you want to do and your partners may not be into it, but they still do it and they do it willingly.
Just to make you happy.
Just to make you happy. They're happy to be there and share the moment with you, even though it may not be what they want to do, but they're happy to be there and they're not making it a dull moment. Like, that is so good.
I love that. I have one point and then I also have questions for you. When you want your partner to want future things as bad as you. That's so sad.
And they don't.
And they don't. It's like they're like, yeah, and they don't want it. It's like that's really sad.
That is so sad.
Because you should like. I feel like when you grow up, your likes obviously you're gonna like what you like. I'm gonna like what I like, but our wants should be similar.
They should be in line, right? They should be in line, and we should be working towards those goals together. And if they're not, it is cause for a begging type relationship.
It is. And you shouldn't like I feel like, let's say kids in marriage, you shouldn't want that because your partner wants it. If you don't want it genuinely,
you need to let that be known and let that person decide if they want to be with you and just be life partners, or let that go and let that person move on and find it with somebody else. No matter how much, because if you love somebody for real, you let them go and let them find exactly what they're looking for because you know that you can't give it to them. Why would you hold them back?
Yeah. Or say like, yeah, one day I can. One day I can. When you know that one day is never going to come. Or if like, I feel like if you wanted that, you would already know.
And I feel like men do that to keep women that they know that they love them like on the hook. Like,
it's so sad because like we can't get our time back.
No, it's gone. They can have kids, they can get married, all whatever, how long down the road. Us, our time clocks are ticking, honey. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy. It's scary. You have to just constantly, you gotta, like, if you were to try to get pregnant at an older age, you gotta change up your diet. You gotta be, like, super conscientious. You can't have all this coffee.
And that's if.
Right. So it's like,
it's
yeah,
really crazy.
it's just, it's not fair. Women really sort of get the shit end of the stick.
All the time.
And I'm not even complaining. This is just the reality of what it is.
The reality, the facts.
This is what it is. Like, you can't change that. You guys can shoot up the club whenever. We can't just have kids whenever.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there's that.
So my question for you is, do you believe that if you have to ask even once, it's the beginning of a begging relationship?
Ask if even once. I would say after the second time of asking for the same thing, then it's begging.
Right, because you can communicate.
Yeah, the first time is like, okay, here's a heads up. Like, this is what I expect, or this is what I really want out of this relationship. Like, I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. The second time, I'm going to be like, listen, babe, we already had this conversation. We're not going to have it again. Mm-hmm. So if we can't get it right this time, then I'm going to have to remove myself because we're not willing. And I'm not saying just give up on relationships. I'm saying make sure you find your worth and understand that if this person doesn't want to change and fix what it is that has already been discussed, you have two options. Accept that behavior or move on.
Yeah.
And I'm not begging ever again. So it would be the move on. What about you?
Same.
Okay.
Same, for sure. And then my last question is, have you ever, that's the one. Okay. Have you ever begged in the relationship?
Yeah, so we already got into that, girl, and we already know what that is. So now those are like all, let me just make sure I didn't touch anything. Partner, if you feel like you can share. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are pretty much all my points. We've hit it, and it was like a pretty smooth episode, to be honest. But I just think that this topic is important to touch on, especially for like our younger audience, because they may be in new relationships.
Please listen to us. Because you can't get your time back, ladies.
You can't get your time back. You can't get any of those experiences back. So it's like, just let that go. And on that note, we are going to wrap it up.
Bye.
Bye, guys.